So I was able to get the hood up on the 74 MGB, and found out that the water pump was actually locked up. I went ahead and cut the belts and took the fan off, which took me forever. And you can see the water pump is locked. The alternator turns free and the compressor turns free. So what I'm gonna try and do is I got the spark plugs loose. I'm gonna try and put a little oil down in them, and I'm gonna see what this engine turnover. I kind of like to check it out before I do anything else. But we're gonna take all that out, and I'm going to get some oil in these holes so I can get you guys set up here somewhere or another. Trying to beat the nighttime so it gets too dark, because it gets dark here around 5 o'clock. So let's see what would be a good place to set you guys. This car is so small you can't really set a camera nowhere. Make some room down here. It's not working. It might work right there finally. Sorry about that. Taking forever. Now I won't stay up. Oh well, you get what I'm doing. So I got a little transmission fluid. Take it, fill these plug holes up. I really like to check this engine out before I pull it out. I know I'm gonna get transmission fluid everywhere. Oops. At least I know it's full. And nothing, a little soaping water won't hurt. Just a little lube. And then I'll put a ratchet on it and see will it turn over. Now this thing's been sitting, tags say 95, so I got that one too full. Let's put some more here. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put a ratchet down there on the pulley. See if I can get it turned. Hopefully I got the right side. Gotta get the right side socket. Let me grab the right side socket and then alright, after finding a wrench to fit it or a socket to fit it, I finally got something on it. Let's see what she turned. Oh, yes, yes, it's turning. She's turning, folks. for a revolution. Ooh, spraying out transmission fluid over there. I think I kind of overkilled it with the transmission fluid. I don't know if you can see that as I turn it. Oops. Well, she turned pretty free. That's a full turn there. That is a full turn. So now we know the engine's not locked up, which is good. So I'm just going to let this transmission fluid sit in here until I'm able to get a chance to work on them, or it, but we know the motor ain't locked up. So, man, I didn't know I put that much transmission fluid in it. It pumped out a bunch. But it's good to have some lube in the cylinders anyway, so at least it won't crank up on a dry start just in case the rings are stuck. So we're just going to let that sit like that. I can always clean it off with something, pressure wash it or something. Now I can't get the socket off. So, good news on that. We know the little engine's not locked up, so that's great news. And I had to cut the belts, like I said, because the tensioner down there where the compressor is, it is rusted. I couldn't get the nut loose on it, so I just went ahead and cut the belts. Now this thing has air conditioning on it, which is, I talked to a buddy I got it from, and he said this was an add-on probably at the dealer. So it has an add-on air conditioning, which is good. It's got the SU carburetors. Now this one here, I was going to pull the engine out of this one and stick it in that one, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I think what I'm going to actually do is try and get that one fired up first and then go from there. That might be a good engine in that car, and but I was told that he has another 60s model. It's a good body, so maybe if that engine turns out good, maybe we can just yank the engine out of this one and put it into the other body, which that's what he was going to do anyway. He was going to take the engine out of this one here, if I can find it. He was going to take the engine out of this one and put it in the other body, because they had already started working on this one. They were going to restore this one, but come to find out, it's got a bunch of rust up under the fenders and stuff. So get this hood to stay up. It has a bunch of rust on the inner structure that was hiding. That's why he cut this panel out. And there's some rust right here. Somebody bundoed it right here. A lot of bundo. Down here, it's pretty solid right here. I think along in here has a lot of rust. This is like bundo right here. It's all cracked. So you see that there is completely rotted out. Stick my hand in there. So he bought another body to actually take this engine out and stick it in the other body. He just never did it. So, and this one here he got in a package deal. Actually, he got both of these in a package deal. He really wanted this one, the 68 model, but he ended up having to buy the 74 with it. And he didn't know nothing about the 74 because they never tried to mess with it until now. And I got my little grubby hands on it. So, but I believe she'll run. If she got compression, she will run. So I gotta get new seals and stuff for it. It didn't have a, well, it does have a key. It has a key. I didn't think this one had a key to it. Wow, it has a key, so that's a plus. When we get ready to crank it up, it has a key in it. I didn't think this one had a key though. But somebody started doing the body work on it. See, they started doing that. They start sanding it down. See, can we get the tarp off of it? This tire is just done. Just look at that. I don't know if you've seen that in the first video, but that tire is just through. Let me set you guys here. I'll get that bungee cord off there somewhere. Got the puppy stay. Well, how about I just do this? Got a little bit more daylight in here. I know you're looking at that tire going, what the world? The inner tube is actually coming out of the tire. It's so dry rotted. It's a good inner tube. These rims have tubes in them because there's a spokes. If you would try to put a regular tire on there, the air would leak through the spokes. So they got inner tubes. Like we got a little bundle right here. You can see that. Somebody had bundoed this whole fender here. I think these fenders come off. So we might, well, that fender's rotted. Now it has some surface rust. Let me get the light. It has a little surface rust on the floor. Sorry. It's got a little surface rust in here on the floor. It's not ate out. It's actually pretty solid. It's just surface rust. I looked up under it. I didn't see any major rust, so I'm gonna try and put some kind of rust treatment on it. Looks like I got like pinholes starting there. It's just surface rust is what it is. So we're gonna see, can we stop some of that. That seat. Seats are pretty decent. Just need to be cleaned up. I think this is some kind of cover or something. What is it? It's a floor mat. Sorry about that. Same as the trunk. It has some surface rust in it, but it's not bad though. That's why I got it covered up. I'm going to try and put some kind of stuff on here to stop this surface rust from going. just a quick update on the MGBs, the GTs. So now we know that the engine is not locked up in the 74, and I know the engine is not locked up in the 68 because it's been rebuilt. And she turns over. Well, I had to put a ratchet on there. Whatever I do with it. It turns over pretty free. So anyway, just a quick little update, guys, and we'll get back to these little jewel boxes some other time. So later.